Hello guys, welcome back to our anime moments. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Swallowed Star 2 episode number 165 based on novel. So let's start. As the Yuan Xong Palace Master, being who has mastered 2 half-primordial level paths, he has endured relentless corruption and torment but remained unyielding. Naturally, he would not give up easily. Elders, we all know that the situation has grown dire. Yuan Xong Palace Master sent a transmission. Now, outside Yulong City, a massive low-level primordial life army has us surrounded. In this siege, escaping is something only a handful in the city can accomplish. I, for one, cannot manage such a feat. The more than 300 elders understood this as well. Even if they tried to flee, they wouldn't succeed. Master Gai Dao, who has spent years refining weapon secret treasures, believes the Nine Rivers Sacred Realm is far safer than the Dark Sacred Realm. This is his artifact refining stronghold, and many of his accumulated weapon secret treasures represent the bulk of his wealth. He cannot afford to lose them. That's why he spared no expense purchasing escape treasures. Other elders, in terms of wealth, are no match for Master Gai Dao. The life-preserving items they possess provide no guarantee of their survival either. If escape is impossible, then we defend to the end. I have already requested reinforcements from the Dark Sacred Realm. There is a super limit level enchanting heartworm involved this time, and the Dark Sacred Realm has dispatched a cultivator squad. They will arrive at Yulong City in just over a day. Search the novel F.I.at website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. As long as we hold out for more than a day, we can secure victory. Yuan Xong Palace Master spoke candidly. The cultivator squad consists of 3 members, each no weaker than Yuan Xong Palace Master at his pinnacle. They first need to reach the teleportation lake of the Dark Sacred Realm. Afterward, they must travel from the teleportation lake of the Nine Rivers Sacred Realm to Yulong City. Even with rapid travel speed, the total time required is still over a day. The 92 elders in the star array continue intercepting the Lurker teams. The other elders, disperse your avatars as quickly as possible. If discovered by the Lurker teams, have the avatars self-destruct immediately. We must delay their advance for as long as possible. Yuan Xong Palace Master issued his orders one by one. Understood. All the elders responded in unison. Previously, Master Gai Dao could have dispersed multiple avatars to delay time. However, Master Gai Dao loathed the gamble because, in the face of terrifying entities like the king and others chasing him, even the slightest hesitation could result in the complete annihilation of all his avatars and treasures. But at this moment, the elders within the city either had no choice or rejected the idea of escape. Naturally, they did whatever they could to stall. Rumble tilde tilde tilde. With Master Gai Dao gone, the star array's power diminished by 1/3. However, at this moment, the entire star array only targeted 3 teams out of the 39 elite Lurker squads. Once the array's power concentrated, these 3 elite teams began to suffer casualties. King, these elders are too cunning. Once they detect us, they immediately dissolve their avatars. And they have other avatars too? The array's power is overwhelming. Our team has already lost 3 core members' true bodies. King, our team has only 60% of its strength left. These elders are too sly. We succeeded. Elder Qiao Ji's avatar speed is far inferior to our spiritual forms. His fleeing avatars have all dissolved. There's now 1 less elder inside Yulong City. A stream of messages reached the king, of which only one was positive news. The king had anticipated this. The pressure from the low-level primordial life army outside wasn't enough. Their lurking operations became even more dangerous. Hold on. We've already reached Yuan Xong Palace Master's cave mansion. The king, along with 30 leader-level true bodies, launched an attack here. Originally, there were 32 leader-level true bodies among the lurkers in Yulong City. 2 had already died during the interception missions. Boom! The king and his 30 leaders, each resembling fleeting phantoms, moved at lightning speed, charging towards Yuan Xong Palace Master's cave mansion with a thunderous roar. Yuan Xong Palace Master sat there, smiling as he regarded them. "You've arrived," Yuan Xong Palace Master smiled faintly, then simply dissolved. The king and the 30 leaders landed nearby. "King, I can't sense any of Yuan Xong Palace Master's avatars inside Yulong City anymore," one of the leaders said with confusion. "Nor can I," the king murmured, slightly puzzled. He looked up at the array overhead, observing its operations. "But Yuan Xong Palace Master is one of the city builders. If he had died, we would have lost his control, and the city's array power should have drastically diminished. Yet, the array's power hasn't changed. He's still alive. Indeed, I am still within Yulong City." A voice echoed within the cave mansion. The king and the 30 leader level true bodies carefully tuned their senses. "I have been battling the corruption, pouring my heart force into resistance. I know I'm the greatest weak point of Yulong City. How could I not have prepared?" Yuan Xong Palace Master's voice rang out. "With just your efforts, you will never find me." Damn it! The king and the 30 leaders were visibly irked. Earlier encounters with Wei Yan Palace Master and Master Gai Dao had gone smoothly, following their plans as those two either died or fled. Yet now, facing the most vulnerable Yuan Xong Palace Master, they couldn't even locate him. "Take a guess, where am I hiding?" Yuan Xong Palace Master's voices tauntingly persisted. "Ignore him. He's just stalling for time." The king's gaze swept across the 30 leaders. "Proceed with the next phase of the plan. I will act solo, you divide into 5 squads and begin assaulting the elders one by one. The more we kill, the weaker the array's power will grow." "Understood." The king wasted no more time on Yuan Xong Palace Master's voice. He quickly split off, initiating attacks on the elders' cave mansions one by one. Huff. Inside one of the cave mansions, Elder Chu Yuan couldn't react in time before being struck by the king. Using his innate secret technique, Enchanting Heart, to a level beyond comprehension, Elder Chu Yuan, with only a single precious secret treasure, a possession kept in the dark sacred realm, had no means of defense in his Yulong City body. He perished instantly. One elder's avatars across the 9 rivers sacred realm ceased to exist. Next, the king's icy gaze sharpened. Though Yuan Xong Palace Master's realm was the highest in Yulong City, even for the king, attacking him was nearly impossible. But for the other elders, they fell before they even realized the king was there. When unable to resist, their avatars across the 9 rivers sacred realm were irrevocably destroyed. Sigh? In a modest cave mansion within Yulong City's outer city district, Yuan Xong Palace Master concealed himself. He wielded a secret treasure, completely veiling all traces of light, aura, causality, and presence. Not even Luo Feng using the biomimetic destruction eye could locate Yuan Xong Palace Master's cave mansion. Yuan Xong Palace Master understood his weakness, but he was exceedingly wealthy. Long ago, he had purchased a secret treasure capable of perfectly hiding himself. In the dark sacred realm, there were only a handful who could penetrate such concealment. Though the elders can disperse avatars, these lurking enemies, being spiritual beings, are too fast. The elders are being picked off one by one. Forget lasting a day, even half a day might be difficult. Yuan Xong Palace Master observed the situation, leveraging the array that encompassed the city to understand the dire circumstances. While the star array inflicted losses on the Lurker teams here and there, primarily among their core lineage, the king and the leaders remained formidable adversaries. Eliminating them was a far greater challenge. Asterisk 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 asterisk. Inside the Dan Tower, Luo Feng was in seclusion, cultivating, with his most powerful avatar stationed outside the quiet room as a guardian. Brother Luo Feng. The Changqing building owner quickly arrived. Building owner. Luo Feng looked at him, puzzled. Brother Luo Feng, I'm one of Yulong City's elders and a target for these lurking enemies. An elite squad has already approached the Dan Tower. The Changqing building owner took out a bracelet and handed it to Luo Feng. This represents all the treasures within Dan Tower, valued at approximately 27 billion primordial crystals. Please help safeguard it, Brother Luo Feng. The treasures of Dan Tower? That's too valuable. I'm not confident I can protect them. Building owner, you should find another way, Luo Feng replied. At least you're not an elder, making you less likely to be targeted by the lurkers. Your strength surpasses mine, and your chances of survival are certainly higher. The Changqing building owner attempted to persuade Luo Feng. Even if these treasures cannot be protected, I will not hold it against you. But if they survive, I would be immeasurably grateful. Consider the 100 Tribulations heart essence from before as part of your payment for safekeeping. The 100 Tribulations heart essence's cost must still be settled afterward, Luo Feng said as he accepted the bracelet. I'll help you store the Dan Tower's treasures. I can only promise to do my best. Thank you, brother Luo Feng. The Changqing building owner turned and looked to the outside. The elite lurker squad had already arrived at Dan Tower. Huff. The Changqing building owner shot into the sky, fleeing swiftly. Kill the Changqing building owner. This elite squad consisted of 8 leader-level avatars, 6 core lineage true bodies, and 59 core lineage avatars. A single core lineage true body alone could threaten the Changqing building owner. Together, such a team was terrifying. Roar! A massive, illusory snake suddenly let out a furious roar. The sound reverberated throughout the Dan Tower complex, striking the fleeing Changqing building owner and briefly disturbing his presence. The enchanting heartworms and soul-devouring snakes of the low-level primordial life species were spiritual life forms capable of transitioning between illusion and reality. They bore some resemblance to the spiritual beings Luo Feng had confronted in infinite space, though clearly more terrifying. HMPH. Accompanied by an abrupt cold snort. A mighty blood-colored tidal wave materialized out of nowhere, engulfing the vast surroundings of Dan Tower in an instant. It eradicated the elite lurker squad's true bodies and avatars alike. In a mere moment, all of them had perished, without exception. The fleeing Changqing building owner observed this scene in stunned disbelief. This can't be. The Changqing building owner was incredulous. This is. Watching intently from a concealed cave mansion in the outer city district, Yuan Xong Palace Master, hidden from all traces or senses, witnessed the events at Dan Tower unfold. An entire elite lurker squad had been annihilated instantly with no chance to resist. Enchanting heartworms and soul-devouring snakes of late-stage Divine Emperor level, capable of shifting between reality and illusion, possess extraordinarily tenacious life forces. For someone to annihilate their bodies in one strike, fewer than 20 in the city could achieve it. To eliminate an entire squad in a single move, only Wei Yan Palace Master or Master Gai Dao could manage it. Yuan Xong Palace Master's eyes lit up. Master Gai Dao had fled without a fight. Wei Yan Palace Master had stood strong against the king and 12 leader true bodies, resisting for several seconds. An elite lurker squad was, in terms of threat, roughly equivalent to a single leader's true body. At Palace Master levels of strength, one could effortlessly destroy such a team. Luo Feng, have you reached the realm of a half-primordial level enlightened one? Yuan Xong Palace Master quickly sent a transmission. Amidst the death of one Palace Master and the escape of another, it seemed a new Palace Master had emerged within Yulong City. My current strength is roughly equivalent to Wei Yan Palace Master and Master Gai Dao, Luo Feng replied briefly. At this moment, nearly all his focus was devoted to comprehending the life and death Dao. At his level, he could divide his thoughts into billions. Especially after ingesting the 100 Tribulations heart essence, his comprehension had greatly increased, and his mental processing speed had skyrocketed 3,000-fold. The conversation with Yuan Xong Palace Master, including his earlier move to annihilate an elite squad of lurkers, impacted his focus by less than 1,000th. Equivalent to Wei Yan Palace Master and Master Gai Dao. Yuan Xong Palace Master was overjoyed. Such strength is not enough to change the situation. Luo Feng showed no excitement. Luo Feng. Yuan Xong Palace Master spoke urgently. I've already requested reinforcements from the Dark Sacred Realm. A team of cultivators from the Dark Sacred Realm is on its way and will arrive in a little over a day. Our priority is to hold out until this team arrives. Under the assault of the low-level primordial life army, Nine Rivers' sacred realm had no internal capacity to provide support. Although Nine Rivers' sacred realm contained two entities who had mastered the two half-primordial level paths, these individuals only dispatched avatars, while their most crucial secret treasure was stationed in the dark sacred realm, leaving them unable to break into Yulong City. Luo Feng, I hope you'll accept the City Builder Authority, Yuan Xong Palace Master transmitted. Ever since establishing Yulong City, I've never regarded myself as the City Lord. I understand my severe contamination issues, and I've been waiting for an appropriate successor. You are that ideal successor. Luo Feng was stunned. The City Builder Authority, handed over to him? My strength hasn't thoroughly surpassed that of Wei Yang Palace Master and Master Gai Dao yet, Luo Feng transmitted. After the war, Wei Yang Palace Master's avatar is likely to return to Yulong City. Don't worry about him, the most critical matter for Yulong City right now is holding its ground. Yuan Xong Palace Master communicated urgently. You've only been in Nine Rivers' sacred realm for just over 2,500 eras and have already reached the strength of a half-primordial level enlightened one. Your talent far exceeds mine. You taking charge of Yulong City would only be to Yulong City's benefit. Luo Feng, the situation is dire. There's no room for hesitation. Yuan Xong Palace Master pleaded. Very well, I will accept the City Builder Authority, Luo Feng finally agreed without further hesitation. On one hand, he was confident in himself, believing his strength would quickly surpass Wei Yang Palace Master and the others, sweeping away all opposition. On the other hand, the stakes were indeed critical at present, affecting the lives of billions of cultivators in Yulong City. Assuming the responsibilities of City Builder would grant him access to various city benefits and allow him to exert greater power. Excellent. Yuan Xong Palace Master transmitted, immediately dispatch an avatar to the outer city district. I'll provide the detailed address. Come here, and I will hand over the city building seal. It was only after receiving the exact location that Luo Feng realized where Yuan Xong Palace Master had been hiding. Your appointment as the leader of Yulong City must remain confidential. No third party may learn of it, Yuan Xong Palace Master warned. If word leaks out, the low-level primordial life lurkers will stop at nothing to hunt you down. Understood. Luo Feng acknowledged. Faced with the unrelenting attacks from King and the true body leaders, Luo Feng knew he wasn't yet confident enough to withstand such an assault. Luo Feng made a decision. His strongest avatar, stationed outside the quiet room as a guardian, waved his hand and retrieved a void netherworld pupil ship within the quiet room. After ingesting the 100 Tribulations heart essence, this avatar entered the ship for cultivation. With a low-level primordial life army besieging the city, I cannot fully immerse myself in cultivating. Luo Feng had no choice but to divert some of his attention to managing numerous actions. At this moment, he had to participate in the city defense efforts. If he didn't, Yulong City's fall would come even faster, leaving less time for his breakthrough in the life and death Dao. Despite external chaos, the ingestion of the 100 Tribulations heart essence ensured his efficiency in Dao comprehension remained extraordinarily high, continually enhancing his mastery of the life and death Dao. The strongest avatar quietly departed, leaving only one ordinary avatar with energy reserves 100 times that of a perfect divine body stationed at the quiet room, fortified by the Dan Tower formation. Given Luo Feng's current realm, even an ordinary avatar boasted strength surpassing masters like the Deceit Workshop Lord. Combined with the Dan Tower formation, its power was formidable enough. King, we pursued Changqing building owner at Dan Tower. Unexpectedly, in Dan Tower, we encountered the terrifying Blood Sea formation, which annihilated our elite lurker squad entirely, a true body leader immediately transmitted. This elite squad included 8 leader-level avatars. After the avatars perished, their true bodies naturally perceived all events. The Blood Sea formation? Dan Tower? That's cultivator Luo Feng. King immediately identified. Before launching the war, they had infiltrated well in advance, acquiring detailed intelligence. Do we target Luo Feng and attempt to eliminate him? A leader transmitted, seeking instructions. No. King's gaze turned icy. At this critical juncture, every bit of our Lurker squad's strength is indispensable. Cultivator Luo Feng is comparable to the Insect Nest Master and the Shadow Tower owner. This tier of cultivators possesses numerous avatars, making them incredibly challenging to kill. With the help of Dan Tower's formations, his strength may even rival the 3 Hall Masters. During the siege, our priority is eliminating weaker elders. Weak elders are easier to kill. With each elder's death, Yulong City's defensive system weakens incrementally. King ordered decisively, Luo Feng isn't an elder. Don't waste energy targeting him. Understood, the leader complied. Based on available intelligence, killing Luo Feng would demand more effort than eliminating 20 ordinary elders combined. Yulong City harbored over 300 elders, plus approximately 400 elder-level figures who hadn't officially assumed the elder title. These stronger individuals were not priorities for the Lurkers to target. Ha, no wonder they call him Luo Feng Divine Emperor. Remarkable. In a single move, he annihilated an elite Lurker squad. Elders overseeing Yulong City's defense system were keenly aware of citywide developments. Observing the confrontation at Dan Tower, where an elite Lurker squad had been utterly wiped out, they felt elated and rejuvenated. Reason being, these Lurkers were exceedingly difficult to kill. They were low-level primordial life forms specialized in mind-based capabilities with extraordinary agility. While capable of easily hunting elders, the elders found it incredibly challenging to counter them. To obliterate an elite Lurker squad in one swoop, Luo Feng Divine Emperor's strength should be on par with Wei Yan Palace Master and Master Gai Dao. Luo Feng Divine Emperor, if strong enough, should immediately assume the mantle of Hall Master. Indeed, with sufficient power, he should be the new Hall Master. Having one more Hall Master would significantly ease our city's defense. But his power is likely insufficient. The extensive and intricate formations he deployed at Dan Tower enabled him to vanquish the elite Lurker squad. Outside Dan Tower, it's doubtful he could wield such power. Another elder disagreed. Don't argue, everyone. Yuan Xong Palace Master transmitted. At present, I'm being hunted by a Lurker squad and can only remain hidden. I'm unable to reach Elder Hall, unlock its defenses, and preside over either the Elder or Hall Master trials. The elders understood. Indeed. Previously, even the most fearsome Lurker squad, led by the super-limit level enchanting Heartworm, had invaded Yuan Xong Palace Master's cave mansion, forcing him to hide. Without the city builder authority, Elder Hall couldn't be opened, nor could its Elder Trial or Hall Master Trial be initiated. Only by passing these trials could one earn the titles of Elder or Hall Master. Palace Master, you must be extremely cautious not to be discovered by the Lurkers. If you are found, Yulong City's defensive system will weaken further, and total defeat will become inevitable. The elders couldn't bear another blow. Among the 3 Hall Masters, only Yuan Xong Palace Master still held the line. Without him, Yulong City's defense would fall further. Inside Yulong City, the elders, while leveraging the city's defensive systems to fend off external assaults, also devised strategies to intercept and eliminate the Lurker squads. The Lurker squads, in turn, devised their strategies to hunt down individual elders. Both sides fought tooth and nail. Enclosed them. Teams comprising elder-level avatars collaborated, while those within the city possessing elder-level strength but without the elder title also joined. These individuals hadn't become elders primarily due to lacking avatars, their true bodies resided in the city, and they had more to lose. Elder-level teams, using Yulong City's defensive systems, could trace Lurker squads' movements, enabling preemptive strikes and encirclement. Meanwhile, the Lurker squads leveraged their extraordinary speed. Both sides possessed unique advantages. They are too slippery. Elder-level teams repeatedly attempted to encircle the Lurker squads, but the Lurker squad's superior speed allowed them to escape effortlessly. Only high-altitude attacks from Yulong City's formations could hit them, evasion was impossible, so they were forced to counter defensively. An elite Lurker squad flying mid-air suddenly noticed surrounding trees and plants shaking while a terrifying toxic mist began spreading everywhere. *E the novelfire.net website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Under the toxic fog's pervasive influence, the elite squad lost almost all its members in an instant, leaving the survivors heavily poisoned. Such terrifying poison. It's Elder Shingi. The squad immediately identified the attacker. A massive tree suddenly stood up, its trunk bearing a face. Numerous surrounding trees and plants frantically attacked the Lurker squad. You despicable Lurkers, all of you deserve death. The tree's visage seethed with murderous intent. The tree was one of Elder Shingi's puppets devoid of any vital life force, rendering it imperceptible to the Lurkers. A powerful puppet coupled with a prearranged formation at the core area of the city's defenses laid in wait. Finally, they ensnared a passing Lurker squad. Using the poison mist formation in conjunction with tree and plant attacks, the squad was annihilated within seconds, leaving none alive. Well done, Elder Shingi. Another elite Lurker squad has been wiped out. The elders expressed their excitement. Up until now, only Luo Feng and Elder Shingi had eliminated entire elite Lurker squads. These Lurkers were incredibly devious, deliberately avoiding confrontation with top-tier elders and targeting weaker ones instead. HMPH. King sat inside a cave mansion. Another elder had perished, causing all corresponding avatars in Nine Rivers' sacred realm to vanish. Elder Shingi? Top-tier elders are indeed troublesome. King's power certainly allowed him to go against top-tier elders. However, doing so proved inefficient. Exhaling sharply, King focused on hunting weaker elders. Targeting them meant the elders couldn't self-destruct their own avatars in time. Fueled by Yuan Xong Palace Master's directions, Luo Feng's most potent avatar traveled swiftly while cautiously observing with the biomimetic destruction eye to avoid Lurker squads and unnecessary conflict. Exhaling softly, Luo Feng entered a seemingly ordinary cave mansion. Yuan Xong Palace Master, I've arrived. Luo Feng scrutinized the seemingly mundane cave mansion, finding no traces of life or unusual features. Suddenly, Yuan Xong Palace Master's figure materialized from the void nearby. Luo Feng. Yuan Xong Palace Master smiled faintly, nodding slightly. This video will end here.